Yeah, thank you, Chair Warren, and I too want to thank you and Senator Kennedy for having this hearing. This is a fascinating and very important topic. I would just like to suggest that as we consider the creation of a central bank digital currency in the United States, one of the most fundamental questions we need to ask ourselves is, what problem is the central bank digital currency trying to solve? In other words, do we need one? It's not yet clear to me that we do. I know there's some who think that a central bank digital currency would be helpful because it would enable the Fed to provide retail banking accounts to Americans. Now, in my view, turning the Fed into a retail bank is not a good idea. Our retail banks actually do a great job of serving the needs of consumers because they compete with one another in the private sector. But it's not just banks. Beyond banks, rapidly evolving technology companies are expanding access to the financial system, providing all types of financial products and services to consumers, including people of very modest means. I don't think we need a state sponsored bank interfering with this very successful free enterprise system. Nor do we want a government entity like the Fed positioned to possibly infringe on our privacy, able to track our personal information and monitoring our banking transactions. And does anyone think that the government would provide the high quality customer service that consumers want from a retail bank? The Fed, after all, has absolutely no experience in that realm. I know others suggest that the US needs to create a central bank digital currency in order to compete with China. The fact that China may well be creating a digital currency doesn't mean it's inevitable that the yuan would replace the dollar as the world's reserve currency. In fact, there are a lot of reasons to believe China's digital currency won't be terribly appealing. China, after all, has a state controlled economy, has a repressive authoritarian government. It's got capital controls on the yuan that make it unattractive as a reserve currency. And let's face it, China's motivation for launching a digital currency in the first place undoubtedly includes tightening its grip on its economy and enhancing surveillance of its citizens. And it would like to be able to surveil others. Uh, China likely wants to track every single transaction done with its digital currency and directly control this currency. With features like this, it's doubtful, in my view, that people will flock to the digital yuan and abandon the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. While I'm not at all certain that we need a central bank digital currency, I think we should consider the development of private digital currencies. After all, it's been the private sector, not the government, that's been responsible for developing cryptocurrencies, including stable coins, which, by the way, can be perfectly stable with respect to the dollar and have no price volatility at all with respect to the dollar. Private digital currencies have the potential to increase access to financial services for all Americans while increasing individual privacy. Now, people have raised legitimate, important issues about private digital currencies, including their use in illicit activity and the possibility that they could affect monetary policy and our existing financial infrastructure. I think we need to discuss these, we need to understand these issues, and we may well need to address them. But we shouldn't lose sight of the tremendous benefits that the underlying technology of digital currencies offers and that disintermediated payments can offer as well. That's why I think we should encourage the continued development of private digital currencies. I look forward to today's discussion, and I thank our witnesses for sharing their expertise.